Hello?
Yes, sir, you're audible to us.
That's what. Okay. Yeah, we can start now. Okay. Shall we start directly? Is there any introduction?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very pleasant morning to everyone present here for this webinar organized by the Department of Computer Applications and PG Department of Computer Science on introduction to the data science since May 11 is observed as National Technology Day. A day without prayer is a day without blessing. Let's begin reciting the holy verses of Almighty. Now I call upon Aisha, Miss Aisha, to recite the Qur'an.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Thank you, Aisha.
It's a glad welcome we bring to you this webinar filled with knowledge and enhancement we all share. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to welcome our Principal Ma'am, Dr. Suhasini Ernest, Director Dr. M. Sahul Hamid Sir, and all the faculty members and students present here. Now, it's a moment of extreme honor to welcome a resource person, Dr. A. Jahir Hussain Sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Applications, currently working on B.S. Abdur Rahman Crescent Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai. He has accomplished Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, Masters in both Computer Applications and Engineering in Computer Science, PhD in Computer Science and Engineering, and also he has more than 23 years of teaching experience. He plays many administrative roles as coordinator in NAAC Criteria 4, acted as Chief Superintendent for end semester examinations and Group 4 examinations. He coordinated many student-related activities and events and is a member of Computer Society of India. His researches are on the areas of IoT, cloud computing, mobile computing, managed and network security.
He published many journals and articles, presented many papers in conference. He received Silver and Bronze Partner Faculty Awards at Infosys campus connected during 2014.
He also delivered many lectures in various reputed institutions.
Now, I hand over the session to resource person.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. First of all, is my voice clear? Can I check now? My voice clear? Hello? Is my screen visible there?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible and could you be a little louder?
Hello, madam. Hello, madam. Okay.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah, is my voice
And
clear
your screen
now?
is also visible. Yeah.
Hello? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much for your kind introduction about me. First of all, I would like I would like to thank our Iman College management, principal sir, secretary sir, and all the faculty members and student coordinators for giving me this opportunity to deliver a lecture on data science. Okay, so data science is the current trend of research and technology. So everyone is most desirable job for everyone in the data science because in the what's coming years and in the future, computer science as well as the data science is going to rule the world all over the world. All the countries they are all moving towards data science. Why we are going to see the features of data science in this session. So once again, I thank you all the organizers and all the faculty members and students of Iman College. Okay. So let us start it now. First of all, what is data actually? So what is data? So data is a raw fact about an object. Actually, speaking, for every object in the world has its own data. Okay, so individual raw facts, that is, individual separate entities are there. Say, for example, for a student, the student name, their mobile number, weights of an object, prices of an object, costs, and the number of items is sold, employee names, product names, images, sounds, multimedia, and animated data. So these are all separate entities. They are all raw facts, and they are called as data separately. Okay. So for example, if we are student, we call it by his name. It is, say, for example, we call by Raja or Ram or some mobile number or say 18 kilogram, like that we are calling. They are all separate entities only. So they don't have any meaning without combined together. If we separately looking the numbers, they are all only data. Okay. So how when it will become an information? So data becomes an information when it is processed. Okay. So when it is processed and it is combined together, and we get the meaningful information, then it is called as information. Okay. Say for see here. So there are number of data available, right? Say for example, we are having students, then the student mark, they are all data. Okay, mark one subject, mark one for subject one, mark two for subject two, and any other related entities. So all these data are combined together and processed. Suppose we are having total marks of all the subjects, and we have the average marks. Then processed data, this combined together is called as an information. Okay. So student name, mark one, mark two, these are all processed and a total mark. Then we get the rank. Then it is called as an information. So finally, what we have, the secured first rank in the class. So it is called as an information. So the data becomes an information when it is processed information when it is processed. Okay, so this is for example, right? So let us have some other example also. So for a shopping mall, so they are having number of items to be sold. They are all having number of items to be sold. So say for example, if some brand of soaps are available, okay. So those soaps, how many soaps are purchased, and how many soaps are sold for a particular day, and how much of profits gained. So these are all separate data. When it is combined together, and if we have a meaningful output from those data, then it becomes an information. So why we are discussing about this data and information now? So simply saying, we are having all the data all around the world. We are having huge amount of data, huge amount of data. I'm telling huge means a very big amount of data everywhere, every day, every second. They are created, they are all processed in the world. Okay. See here, lots of data being collected and warehouse lots of data being collected and stored in the internet. Say for example, nowadays we are having internet of things. So what is called internet of things? So there are number of devices, number of millions of mobile phones, millions of computers, millions of sensors. They are all connected through the internet, and for every second, a huge amount of data are collected from the sensors. They are all huge amount of data. They are given as the input by the users of the internet. So they are all collected, they are all processed through the internet. Say for example, what we are doing, we are using social network every day. Okay, social networking websites, social networking tools we are using every day. For example, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So they are all social networks we are all using. So using by through this social networking, through this internet, a huge amount of data collected every day, every second. Okay, so they are all called a huge amount of data. Simply, they are all called the big data. Okay, they are called big data. So if we are collecting these huge amount of these millions of data every day, and we how a meaningful information, how a meaningful useful data is collected fetched from this amount of data. So that's what we are going to handle the technique which is called as a data science. You understand? There's a huge amount of millions of amount of data. They are all collected every second, and from out of all these data, how we are going to fetch the useful information. For that we are having data mining technologies, data mining and machine learning technologies what we are having, and you by using those technologies we are going to extract the meaningful information. For that extraction, what we are going to do is the data science. Okay, so what is called the big data, how much data, say for example, how much data we are having every day. So this is the earlier information. So for Google processes 20 petabyte of data every day. See here, the year of this data is 2008. Okay, and then you imagine how much of data is processed by Google nowadays. We are in 2022. Okay, so the data here, I am showing the data in 2008 from a statistical report. So in 2008 itself, Google processes 20 petabytes of data every day. Then now we can imagine in this current technology using IoT, using machine learning, using any other current technologies, how much of data are collected, how much of data are processed in Google and other any other social media sites. So we can imagine the huge amount of the what do you say the millions of the huge amount of data how we are collecting and how it is stored. Okay, it is enormous one. Okay, so Facebook has 60 terabytes of daily logs. eBay has 6.5 petabyte of user data and 50 terabytes per day. Okay, thousand dynamics project. This is a project. They are having 200 terabytes of data. So these are all data. We are it is shown for example. Right? Yeah, out of this, other than this, apart from this, they are having a number of other social media sites. Other, say for example, WhatsApp. We are having Instagram. We are having Twitter. So these kind of social media sites, they are collected a huge amount of data every day. So now the question is what we are going to do by using this data and how we are going to fetch a useful information from this data. See here, there is a statistics. Cost of 1 terabyte of disk. So here we are speaking about a terabyte, petabyte of data we are collecting. Now see cost of storing 1 terabyte of data in a hard disk space that will comes around $35. Okay, you see here in the screen, cost of 1 terabyte of data stored in a disk space comes around $35. So in Indian rupees, it will comes around 3,000 rupees. So 1 terabyte of data storage becomes 3,000 rupees means then you please think over how this much amount of data are stored and what is the cost for storing and retrieving all this data. Okay, accessing the data. Accessing means collecting the data from the users, collecting the data from all over the world, and storing those data and retrieving the information from the cloud servers, from the internet. So all this comes putting together, accessing the data. So they are all costing about for 1 terabyte of data, it will becomes 3,000 rupees. Then we can imagine how much of cost is involved in this big data analysis. Okay, so time to read 1 terabyte of disk is 3 hours. Okay, by using the internet, having 100 Mbps per second, then it will become 1 terabyte of disk space to read 1 terabyte of disk space. Now then we need to have 3 hours of data access. Okay, so we can imagine that. So these are all the data about the big data analytics. So this much of cost, this much of time are involved in the data analytics. Okay, in the big data. So how we are spending the money, how we are spending the time in this, so we can imagine, right? So now, what is called the big data we can see. So before that, we can see one statistics, right? So in this picture, how much of data are collected in seconds or in day by using various internet applications, right? So here, the first we have the email application. Okay, every second, 2.9 millions of mails are processed, sent or received. Okay, and for the household data, every day there are 375 megabytes of data are processed by the household applications. And next one we are having the uploaded YouTube videos. Okay, YouTube video. There are around the world there are 20 hours of YouTube video are uploaded every day, right? And data per day processed by the Google, right? 24 petabytes of data are processed every day by the Google. Okay, so Google, that means we are Google is a search engine, we know, right? So we are the entire world, the people are searching by using different keywords in the Google. So Google is processing 24 petabytes of data every day, right? And a Twitter, the people are started using Twitter now. In Twitter also 50 millions of data is processed every day, right? And in Facebook there are 700 billions of data are processed in a month, right? And in mobile data for the internet users by using a smartphone, they are processing 1.3 exabytes of data, right? And other social media sites, for example, Amazon or any other online shopping business, they are processing 72.9 items per day. Okay, so per second, sorry. So these are all the big amount of data processed and accessed everywhere around the world. So now we can imagine the what you say, the value of data or the importance of data every day we are processing through the internet, right? So the one of the statistic reports are telling data is going to be the oil of the future world. You know what is the importance of oil? That is crude oil. Every day we are purchasing. Every day we are using the oil, that is fuel every day. So in the future, the data is going to be oil of the future world, right? Now let us see what is called the big data. Okay. First of all, we must understand the concept of big data and the importance of big data. Then only we can understand the importance and futures of data science that we are going to discuss now. Okay. So what is called the big data? Already we know what is called the data. So data is a small amount of tiny amount of data, and we can use some of the DBMS or the RDBMS packages like Access or MS SQL Server, like that. We can use for storing and retrieving the small amount of data. But for a big data. Big data is nothing but a huge amount of data collected and stored in the cloud servers in the internet, right? So big data is any kind of data that is expensive to manage and hard to extract value from. Why? It is because big data is the combination of all kinds of data. Big data is combination of all kinds of data. So what are the kinds of data we are having? We are having different kinds of data. Some data are text based. Some data are text based. Some numerical type of data, string type of data, and some data are audio. They are available in the audio form. Some data are available in the image or picture form. Some data are available in the video form. So they are called as streaming kind of data. So some data are structured and some data are unstructured. So they are all having we are all collecting together to call it as a big data. Okay. Once again, I am telling what is called the big data. Simply, a data is nothing but a small amount, small piece of information. But in big data, we are having the amount of unstructured data. Okay, so we are having any kind of data in the form of integers, in the form of numbers, in the form of strings, in the form of names, audio, image, video file. So they are all unstructured data and combined together, and in the size, with respect to the size, they are all big in size. Okay, they are all terabytes or petabytes of data available. So these are all the three important features of a big data. First one is the volume. That means the size of the data. That is a huge amount of data collected together. So it is called big data. And the velocity, that is the speed or processing, latency of the processing, that is also becomes the important criteria of the big data. And variety and complexity. Variety means the different types of data and the sources of data. Different sources are there to collect or process the data. Say, for example, in nowadays we are having IoT, we are having mobile phones, we are having smartphones, we are having all the computing devices. So all these social websites are available. There are millions of billions of users are connected to the internet everywhere. So all the users, all the devices, they are generating data. They are storing the data in the cloud environment. So a variety of different varieties of data are collected together. So that's why, because of these features, the data is called as the big data. Okay, so big data is nothing but a huge amount of data and a huge variety of data, and becomes big data with variable velocity. So the latency becomes there because of the huge amount of data. The accessing speed becomes low, but it should be speed up for the process. Okay, this is called big data, right? So let us see the picture here. So this picture depicts, illustrates the uh, big data or the features of big data. Okay. So suppose we are having small tables and reports, then it becomes the kilobyte or megabyte level. That is shown in the inner circle. And when we have the database of any organization, like our university, like our college or any other business, then it becomes gigabyte of data. And it becomes the when we are having are collecting audio files, video files, photo images, then it becomes the terabyte of data. And these are all processed through the internet and the processed through the social websites, the mobile applications and automated social websites, then it becomes the petabyte of data. So we have different volume of data, huge volume of data, and the huge variety of data, and the data velocity also. Data velocity means the speed of the processing. That also become an important criteria for big data. Okay, so this gives the clear picture about the big data. So why I am saying everything here is, so the importance of data science is coming here. The importance of data science is related with the big data, because so these are all data collected everywhere, collected every day, every second by all the people. But how it is useful? The big question is how it becomes useful for the society. Okay, this much of data are collected, this much of variety of data are collected. Okay, how it is useful and who are going to use these informations, and how it is useful for the individual, or how it will be useful for the society. That is a big question. So that's why we are going to have the data mining process. So data mining is nothing but collecting or extracting the useful information from the big data. So for the data mining and, convert it into a useful information, that where we are having the data science. You understand? Collecting the data from the big data, mining the data. Mining means the extracting the useful information from the big data and converting it to be a useful form for a particular business or particular individual or a particular organization. Then it becomes the data science. Okay, so data mining and the data science are interrelated. You understand? So types of data what we are having, right? We have relational data, but we are studying in the computer science course or any other course related with the computer field. We are studying about tables, databases, transactions, and we are having text data in the web. That is in the websites. We are having text data in the web pages, and the semi-structured data what we are having in the XML form of data, graph data, that is the state any statistical report. They are produced in the form of graphs or charts, and the social networking, semantic web, what is called RDF, a resource description framework. This RDF is an important technology for semantic web, right? And streaming data, that what we are having, that audio and video files. Okay, so these are all the different types of data. So they are collected together. Sorry. They are collected together to create the big data. Now, what we are going to do with this data? See, we are having statistical analysis for aggregation and creating statistics report for any kind of business. So, once again, for example, we are having online analytical processing. Okay, So this is useful for any kind of business. For any kind of business, for example, a big organization, they are producing some customer related goods, right? So for marketing their products, they need to have the statistical report. So how much products are sold in the last month or last week? How much products can be sold in the forthcoming week or forthcoming month. So this kind of marketing information and how much customers are connected with the business, how much of customers are getting useful for their products, and how the customers are satisfied, whether they are fully satisfied, how whether they are partially satisfied. And these kind of analytics, these kind of indexing process that should be done for successful running of a business. Okay. So indexing, searching, querying, these are all the process they are all dealing with this data, right? So we are going to have keyboard based research. We are going to have pattern matching by using XML. So these are all related with the data. So by collecting all this data in the big data format is nothing useful without having the data mining process. We are collecting and putting together all the data in a server means that is not going to be useful. But if we are using in a meaningful way, if we are having the data analytics technique, there we are having some statistical report that that is useful for running a business, for running an individual, or for a healthcare institution, any other kind of organizations, then if it is useful enough, then the big data will become a useful thing, right? And knowledge discovery. So knowledge discovery is an important process of big data analysis. So we are going to have a data mining and a statistical modeling. So these are all the important things about the big data, right? So now we come to the important picture about the today's session, that is called big data and data science, right? So the most desirable job. So when we are studying about the big data and data science, how much salary we are expecting in the next year future now, then we can have a huge amount of salary that we can obtain from a company that is based on the data science. Okay. So at the end of the session, I will tell you how much of salary we can get by studying or becoming a data scientist. Okay. So now, so in the near future, the data science is going to be a desirable job in the next 10 years. So that will be for a statistician. Who is called as a statistician? A person who is working with the big data and data science, and who is creating statistical report that will be useful for running a business. That person is called as a statistician. You understand? A person who is analyzing the data, who is generating the reports in the form of PDF, in the form of charts or any other statistical report by using the statistics tools, then if that information becomes useful for running a business, then that person is called as a statistician. So who will be given a highermost salary in the IT field. Okay. So here see that the US will need 1,40,000 to 1,90,000 predictive analysts by 2018. It is the old report I have taken from the internet. Now we can imagine, now we are in 2022, so okay, we can imagine how much of the data analysts are required. Okay, new data science institutions being created for the purpose. So in the New York University, Columbia University, Washington, and the University of California. So these are all universities. They are creating new courses for data science, and new degree programs are also created by various universities. So now what is called data science? Now only we are coming to the important picture of the today's session. What is called the data science? The data science is a field of technology where that deals with the exploring, modeling, and analyzing the big data to get meaningful insights from them that can solve a crucial business problem. Okay, once again, I tell you, the data science is a field of technology. It's a technical field where we are going to explore the data, we are going to model the data. That is, modeling means creating different kinds of reports by using bar charts, by using graphs, or by using Python. Hello? Hello, madam? And analyzing the data to get meaningful insights from them. Hello? So what is data science? So data science is the process. Hello, madam?
Field of technology ன்னு சொன்னாரு இல்லையா வெளியில இருந்து பேசுறேன்
Hello? Sherin? Hello?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Hello? Madam, is there any... Shall I continue?
அம்மா அம்மா கர்ணாஸ் வெளியில இருந்து பேசுறேன் இங்க
Madam, a big noise is coming. Shall I continue or not?
வாய்ஸ் கிளியர் சொல்லிரு வாய்ஸ் கிளியரா இருக்கு யூ ஆர் ஆடிபிள்
Hello, madam?
Yes, sir, you're audible. So your voice is clear.
So data science is the science which uses computer science, statistics, and machine learning. So in the machine learning techniques, we are having different types of techniques, starting from supervised and unsupervised learning methods. So by using the machine learning techniques, there are number of AI-based algorithms can be generated for the future computing, right? So what we are going to do with the data science is we are going to produce a number of reports by collecting, cleaning the data, integrating, analyzing, and producing the report in the form of visualized charts and models, right? So these are all the things what we are going to do with the data science. So now, who is called as a data scientist? No, we know who is called as a who is called as a scientist. A scientist is a person who makes some researches and who gives the some useful information, useful output from the research is called as a scientist. Okay, and who is called as a data scientist then? A data scientist, nothing but who is a person who is analyzing the existing data, who is surveying the data, and who is generating a useful output from the existing data, and it will be useful for some society, then that person is called as a data scientist. See the picture here, right? Here data science is shown as a Venn diagram.
தஸ்லீம் என்னாச்சு?
There are three big circles. We are having maths and statistics knowledge. We are having substantive expertise in various fields, and we are having hacking skills. And these three circles are combined, and we are having traditional researchers, we are having machine learning, and if you are in the hacking skills now, then you are having some danger zones uh, in the sensitive data, and all these are combined together that becomes the data science, right? So in the data science field of data science, we are having all the mathematics knowledge that should be there for a data scientist. A data scientist, a person who is going to analyze, who is going to create the expertise from the data, then that person should be a mathematician. That person should be strong in mathematics. That person should be strong in statistics. Then he is called as a data scientist. He should be an expert. He or she should be an expert in all other fields related with the data that are available in the internet. Okay. So once big data is available in the internet, big data that may be sometimes related with any business or any other healthcare organization or any other educational industry, then all these data are combined together. So a person who is involved in the data science or a person who is involved in the analytics of this data, who must be an expert in mathematics, who must be well versed in statistics and the machine learning techniques, so that he can extract the data and who can produce the data output in the form of visualized reports, right? So now see, this is a graph that is generated by Gartner. Gartner is a US based company who they have analyzed, they have taken a survey in 2014 and they have created this graph. This graph shows what are all the fields they will be coming up in the future, right? So they have shown so many different technologies, different varieties of fields in this data science is in the growing field. Data science is in the growing field in 2014, and they have shown in 2 to 5 years. In 2014 itself, they have shown within 2 to 5 years, data science became a topmost field of technology where the number of jobs, the number of of careers will be available, like Internet of Things and natural language processing. So this Gartner's hype cycle shows all other technologies, they are all in the race. So among these technologies, data science is also one of the technology that is growing fast. Now see, so what is data science? Data science involves all the machine learning techniques, all the artificial intelligence techniques, and the data science involves all the data preparation, statistics, visualization, process mining, processing, text mining, time series processing, recommendation engines, deep learning, Bayesian learning, support vector machines, k nearest neighbor algorithms, decision trees. So all these algorithms are put together to form the data science technology. So data science is a multidisciplinary
நான் உள்ள
field.
தான் இருக்கேன். இது வந்து கம்மி தான் ஆக்சுவலி.
Okay, madam. Data science is a multidisciplinary
நான் உள்ள தான் இருக்கேன்.
field where all these different technologies, different algorithms, different fields are involved in the data science field. See the now only it is audible. Is it clear now? Hello everyone. Is it clear?
Anas, say it is clear.
Okay.
Clear.
So data science involves different fields, right? The domain knowledge, communications, presentation, inquisitiveness, problem solving, business analysis, visualization, statistics, pattern recognition, machine learning, neuro computing, knowledge discovery. So these are all the fields, they are all involved in the data science. So data science is nothing but a single field. It is not a single field that is only related with the computer science, but it is related with all the other technologies.
சீக்கிரம் முடிங்கப்பா.
There are different technologies, different fields. They are all put together. They are all combined together in the form of in the field of data science. So we have data engineering, we have scientific methods, we have mathematics, we have statistics, we have advanced computing, we have visualization, we have hacker mindset, we have domain expertise, we have data engineering. So all these fields are combined, they are all involved in the data science field. So who can become a data scientist? So to become a data scientist for a person, there are 8 different ways you can prepare or you can add a value to a business. A data science, a person who is involved with the data scientist, we can add the value of data science to a business by using these 8 fields. What are they? Empowering management and officers to make better decisions. So for a business, for the business people, the top management, people in the business who requires always who require the data to make decisions. They need the spontaneous data. They need important data while making decisions. So a data scientist who produce the reports in the form of charts, in the form of graphs, so that the top management can take decisions now. Then this is important for a data scientist. And second one, data scientists can direct the actions based on the trends. இப்போ நம்ம பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா, the last election, right? In the Tamil Nadu Assembly elections, data has played a vital role based on the different places, different constituencies. The election is taken in a different way by using the data. So like that, it is an example, right? So for any other business, any other type of business, the data is going to be an important one. So the second way, data scientists direct the actions based on the trends. What is the current trend? So what kind of products are sold? What kind of products are importantly required or wanted by the customer? So the current trend is important. So that should be analyzed by this data scientist, and it should be given as a report to the top management. And data scientists challenge the staff to adopt the best practices. இப்போ ஒரு கம்பெனியில் there are number of staffs, number of employees, and how they should produce their business now. Then based on the trends, they should take the challenge. Okay, these practices are not enough. These much of practices should be adopted. Like that, they should take the decision. So in that way, the data scientist can direct the staff and identify the opportunities. The fourth important thing is identifying the opportunities. What are all the choices? What are all the fields available for producing the business? That should be analyzed. And decision making, which is quantifiable and data-driven evidences. So decision making is an important criteria for any kind of business. So decision making should be there. So for making a decision for a CEO or for a top management, what is required is the quantifiable data. That is the important output from the old history that should be taken from the business, and that should be produced to the top management in the form of reports, so that the decision should be taken by the top management to run the business in a successful way. And next one is testing these decisions. So okay, once a decision is made and how it is accessible, it should be tested whether the decisions are correct or not. So it should be tested. So the testing should be done through the data scientist way. And next one, identification and refining of target audience. Who is the target audience? Say for a business, a customer is an audience. Say for a healthcare institution, the patients are audience. For the education industry, the students and parents are the audience. So likewise, for any kind of data, we should target the audience so that the business can be successfully executed. So for that also, the data scientist only can feed the data, can give the ideas to the top management so that the business, any kind of business, can be executed successfully. And recruiting the right talent for the organization. If already maybe there are number of places, number of staff may be available in the organization, but when we are running the business for the current trend or for the future trend, if the talents are not available, if the skills are not available in the for the existing staff, then we should take the decision to recruit a new staff with the current talents, current skills. So that should be also be given by the data scientist. That idea, the report that also should be generated by the data scientist so that the top management can take the decision to recruit the new talented
இல்ல
people.
வராது தான் இருந்தாலும் பை டிஃபால்ட் ரூட் தான் அதனால நீங்க கொடுக்க வேண்டாம்.
So what is the data science process now? So we are having raw data that should be reprocessed to clean the data. So data cleaning means removing the noises or removing the unwanted data and taking the important important data and the correct data, right? What are the data which are correct one, that only should be taken, and all the noises and the other unrelated data should be removed. So that is what called the cleaning process.
போட்டு மாத்திக்கிறேன் மாத்த தெரியும்.
And from the clean the data, the future extraction that should be done. That is extracting the required data only that should be taken. That is called the feature extraction. So now we are having number of features, and based on the features, training should be given. The training for the people or computer. There are algorithms in the machine learning process. There are number of algorithms, they require training. As well as for the human being, there are number of people, they need training to create the model for the future, for future business. So that should be taken. So the model should be created. So to create the data model, training is required. Okay. So once the model is created, then it should be evaluated whether it is created in the correct form, whether it is created in the valued form, it is valid and valued. It should be
இல்ல நான் இதை முடிச்சிட்டு தான் வரேன்.
attested, and finally the results to be generated. Okay. So these are the 5 important steps for a data science. Now we can see some real-time examples. Companies learn customer secrets. So நம்ம பார்க்குறோம் இல்லையா, when we are searching some products in the Amazon or some other online shopping sites, நம்ம ஏதாவது தேடும் போது என்ன ஆகும்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா, ஆல்ரெடி நம்ம என்னெல்லாம் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம் அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி நமக்கு வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இம்பார்ட்டண்ட்டாக உடனே இம்மீடியட்டாக வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம என்ன ப்ராடக்ட் தேடுறோமோ அதுக்கு ரிலேட்டடான ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கலி இட் வில் பி டிஸ்பிளேட். ஸோ ஹவு இட் இஸ் டன், ஹவு தி கம்பெனிஸ், ஹவு தி பிஸ்னஸ், தே ஆர் ஐடென்டிஃபைங் தி moods of the customer. கஸ்டமருக்கு என்ன வேணும், கஸ்டமர் எது தேடுறாங்கிறது எப்படி, how they are identifying. So that is based on the shopping pattern. இப்போ வந்து so I am buying some products from the Amazon or some other sites, then automatically the next time when I am logging in, then automatically the site shows the products by which I am interested. So how it is done? எந்த ப்ராடக்ட்லாம் எனக்கு பிடிக்கும் அப்படின்றது அவங்களுக்கு எப்படி தெரியும்? நமக்கு ஒவ்வொரு கஸ்டமருக்கும் இந்த ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் தான் பிடிக்கும், இந்த ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் தான் தேடுவாங்க அப்படின்றது how they know the based on the shopping pattern. So shopping pattern அப்படின்னா என்னது? So it is already what are all the products the particular customer is has bought. The particular customer, what are the products they bought in the earlier days. So based on the shopping model, so this is what called the shopping pattern. இந்த ப்ராடக்ட்லாம் அவங்க வாங்குவாங்க, இந்த ப்ராடக்ட் அவங்க இன்ட்ரெஸ்டடாக இருக்கும். ஸோ அதுக்கு ரிலேட்டடாக ப்ராடக்ட்டு, ஒரு கம்ப்யூட்டர் வாங்கினா கண்டிப்பாக கூடவே மவுஸ் வாங்குவாங்க, இல்லை பிரிண்டர் வாங்குவாங்க. ஸோ சப்போஸ் வேறு ஏதாவது ஒரு ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட், ஒரு மியூசிக் ஐட்டம்ஸ், ஒரு மியூசிக் பிளேயர் வாங்கினா கண்டிப்பாக வந்தவங்க வேறு ஏதாவது கூடவே ஒரு இன்னொரு ஒரு மியூசிக் சிஸ்டம் வாங்குவாங்க, ஒரு ஸ்பீக்கர் வாங்குவாங்க, ப்ளூடூத் ஸ்பீக்கர் வாங்குவாங்க. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் தட் இஸ் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் தே வில் ஷோ ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்லி தீஸ் ஆர் ஆல் தி ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் யூ வில் பி இன்ட்ரெஸ்டட் அப்படின்னு காமிக்கும் இல்லையா. ஸோ தீஸ் ஆர் ஆல் தி திங்ஸ் that will be happen through analyzing the earlier data. By analyzing, that is what called semantic analysis. Semantic analysis ன்னு சொல்லுவோம். So that is opinion mining அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம், சரியா. That is based on the feedback of the customer. That is based on the review of the customer. ஒரு ரிவ்யூ பார்க்குறோம் இல்லையா, ஒரு அமேசானில் ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட் வாங்குறதுக்குன்னா ரிவ்யூ பார்க்குறோம். ஸோ எவ்வளோ பேர், how many people they have given the idea about the product, இது நல்ல ப்ராடக்ட்டு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு குட் ரிவ்யூஸ் எவ்வளோ பேர் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, பேட் ரிவ்யூஸ் நெகட்டிவ் மார்க்ஸ் எவ்வளோ பேர் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. பேஸ்ட் ஆன் தி பாசிட்டிவ் ஆன் நெகட்டிவ் ஃபீட்பேக்ஸ் ஒன்லி the item will be sold. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் வந்து எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்கிறாங்க அப்படின்னா, these are all based on the shopping pattern as well as analyzing the pattern. So these are all comes under the data science. Okay, for example, can we know if a woman is pregnant? How ஒரு lady வந்து pregnant-ஆ இருக்காங்க எப்படி தெரியும்? Based on the product they are she is purchasing. Okay. So another important example பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, what I already told you know, இப்போ நம்ம வந்து எலெக்ஷன் நடந்தது. ஓகே, யூஎஸ்ல எலெக்ஷன் நடந்தது. ஒபாமா வந்து ஃபேஸ்புக் ஆப்பில் அவங்க அந்த ஃபேஸ்புக் ஆப் யூஸ் பண்ணதுனால யூ கேன் கெட் தி குட் ஓட்டிங்ஸ். ஓகே, இப்போ நமக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா லோக்சபா எலெக்ஷன் 2019 நம்ம இந்தியாவில் நடந்தது. அதுமாதிரி தமிழ்நாடு எலெக்ஷன். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா these are all the elections, these are all the real time examples, they are used in data science, right? So based on the earlier data, based on the history of the data, they have analyzed it. So how that's what the person see this is the person Prashant Kishore we know. Okay, he is an Indian political strategist. So how he becomes some much important to the parties, political parties, they are all calling Prashant Kishore PK அப்படின்னு கால் பண்ணாங்க இல்லையா. So how this person becomes important to the parties, to the political parties? So because of based on the statistics report he can generate. So how the statistics report he can generate? Based on the data, based on the analysis of data, he can generate all those reports. So based on the reports, based on the statistical model he created, and the parties are waiting for his report. Based on the report, those parties can making their campaign to win the election, right? So these are all some of the examples where the data analytics are used, right? So these are all some of the examples for data science also. And who can become a data scientist? Data scientists are the key to realize the opportunities presented by big data. So in the big data, what are the opportunities available? So who can realize the opportunities and we can become a data scientist. They bring structure to it, find the compelling patterns in it. Or big data model can find the compelling pattern. What are all the things available? How the data can be useful for running a particular business. who can gain profit, who can use that data for running that particular successful business. So that can be analyzed and it can be produced. So the person who can analyze and produce these kind of things are then who that person can become a data scientist. So he can create the advices on the implication for products. So for the product-based company, they can give the ideas for selling their product. For the service-based company, you can give the ideas for processing and making decisions, right? So this person can become a data scientist. Now we can see the different applications of data science. So you can see variety of applications starting from banking. In banking, we can have the credit risk modeling, customer lifetime value, and fraud detection. For manufacturing company, the type of products
அப்புறம் கூட சென்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம்
and
ஈவினிங் கூட
how
ஒன்றும்
much of
அவசரம் இல்லை
products are required for particular period of time, and for e-commerce business, for healthcare. Nowadays, healthcare is very important. It is a crore-based business. Healthcare business, that is different types of hospitals. They are all running in a crore-based. Okay, and transportation, logistics, transportation, financing company. So these are all these only not limited to this one, and some more applications also there. Okay, these are all the some of the examples for applications of data science. What do data science can do? So data scientists can work with the national security, who can give importance for national security. We can create the importance for cyber security. We can give the ideas. We can play an important role in cyber security. Data scientists can play an important role for business analytics. We can become an engineer for healthcare industries also, and many more. So these are all the important fields where a data scientist can play his role in a successful manner. So how the data science becomes, what are the important things for data science is the mathematics, application of mathematics, applied statistics, data analysis, solid programming skills in R language. R language becomes an important language for data science, and Python, Julia, SQL, and one more NoSQL is also there, and the data mining, database storage management, machine learning and discovery. So these are all important concepts for data science. So if you want to become a data scientist, what we can do? If we are interested in taking up a career in data science, we should need to know how the business challenges are solved. So business challenge means the problems, the tasks, how it is running, what all the products, what all the custom, the analysis, the business can be run. How that, so these are all must be known by the person who want to become a data scientist, and we must be. So Microsoft Excel is here, is also one of the good tool for data analytics. That is a important machine learning platform, and Rapid Miner, 9 Power Builder, and the tools for data scientists. So we must learn. Once, if you want to become a data scientist, we must learn science programming language also there. So we have number of programming languages starting from the structured query language, SQL, R, Python, statistics analysis, that is SAS, and some other technologies also there. So MATLAB is there. So once, and we can become a data scientist. And out of all, we must have an interest on all these things. Now we can see the important part. What are the how data science is data science? Okay, we have different roles for a data science person. We have different role, starting from data analyst, and the data engineer, who is responsible for producing and creating reports in a use generating different algorithms for running in a computer. Business analyst who is responsible for analyze useful reports for the top management. Data architect who is the person who is responsible architecture of the data. So a data architect is a specialist who develops the business data strategy. எப்படிலாம் அந்த பிஸ்னஸ் நடத்தலாம், இப்போ இந்த மாதம் எப்படி, இந்த மந்த்தில் வாட் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் சேல்ஸ் டன், எவ்வளோ சேல்ஸ் ஆயிருக்கு, வாட் ஆர் த ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிஸ் டு பி ஃபாலோட், அந்த மாதிரி டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிஸை அனலைஸ் பண்ணி சொல்கிறாங்க. அவங்க பேர் டேட்டா ஆர்கிடெக்ட். அப்புறம் டேட்டா அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேட்டர், டிபிஏ, டேட்டாபேஸ் அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேட்டர், who is charge of the database management.
ஓகே ஓகே கொஷின் கேட்பாங்க சார். அம்மா என்ன கொஷின் கேட்க சொல்லுங்க, உள்ள கேட்க சொல்ல, கருணாசு கேட்க சொல்ல. கேட்கவே இல்லையா? அம்மா என்னாச்சு எம்சி பண்ற? அஸ்மா பக்கத்துல இருக்காளன்னு பாரு. எம்சி பண்றவங்க காணோம். என்னாச்சு? சரி சீக்கிரம் இது பண்ண சொல்லு. ஃபர்னாஸ் ஒரு கொஷின் கேட்க சொல்லு, ரெடி பண்ணல. வெளியில் போனால் இங்கே எதாக இருக்குன்னு எக்கோ அடிக்கணும். இல்லாட்டி முடிக்க சொல்ல, சீக்கிரம் முடிக்க சொல்லுங்க ஃபர்னாஸ். எனக்கு தான் கேட்கலையா? உள்ளே இருக்கீங்களா?
Hello, sir.
ஹலோ. சார் நீங்கள் வெளியில் வந்துட்டீங்க. ஒரு நிமிஷம், ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் கொஷின் கேட்குறாங்க. இப்போ ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Tell me.
Sir, I have a question.
Please.
Sir, what is the most challenging part of a data science?
I'm sorry. Most
Most challenging data science. Like, what have you faced? The challenges.
most talented. You are asking.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. A person who is having strong mathematical background. Okay. Strong mathematical background with computer programming skills, then he can become a data scientist. Mathematical knowledge and statistical knowledge and the skills in tools like regression analysis, Lagrange analysis, these kind of skills are mostly required for becoming a data scientist. Okay. Is my answer understood for you?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Sir, can you continue my question?
Yeah, please.
Sir, can we wind up?
Thank you. Yeah, shall we wind up? Can we wind up? Any more questions?
No, no, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our resource person, Dr. A. Jahir Hussain sir, who spared time from his busiest schedule to grace this webinar. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I would like to thank our respected Principal Ma'am, Honorable Director Sir, for providing this wonderful opportunity to enhance ourselves. And I also thank all the faculties who worked to make this webinar happen. Thank you. Thank you all of you for participating.
Okay. I would like to thank the management, principal madam, and the director sir, and all the faculty members for arranging this kind of seminars and given me a good opportunity to produce such a current topic.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. For all the, and I also thank all the students members for a kindly listening. Thank you very much.
இப்போ தேங்க்யூ சொல்லுமா சொல்ல மாட்டேங்கிறேன்